Welcome to this Fireside chat presented by Texas Best Fence and Patio.
Right now, we're in one of the passion projects of the owner, Kobe. Now, Jacy, this is everything that Texas has to offer. What's been your favorite part of Texas so far?
That's a tough question, but coming from Ohio, Texas has been awesome. The weather has been amazing. College Park Center has been awesome, our fans, and my favorite part's been obviously the girls and playing with them every night and just being able to spend time with them, build relationships. The staff has been great, but the people here are awesome, and really happy to be here in Texas.
And then Nancy, kind of on the split, you've been here for a while, so what would you say is your favorite part of Texas?
It's the people. I mean, I've been here 44 years, and even though I've lived and coached in Sacramento, I've played in Phoenix, I've coached in Detroit, the Shock. I always kept my home here in Dallas because I was energized by the people, the kindness, the strangers that smile at you. Being a New Yorker, I'm like, why is she smiling at me? They took a kid at 22 years old and grew me, signed me up into this adult that I am.
So kind of want to hear the perspective from both of you all of what it means to be a guard, having that pressure to lead your team and everyone's always looking for you to know the next play and what the answer is. So just want to hear how you handle that pressure of being a guard.
Yeah, that's a good question, I think, to be honest with you, and I don't want to speak for both of us, but when you're on the floor, you have a lot of responsibilities, especially being the point guard. It's not only the plays, it's what's going on with the mashups. You got to worry about not only yourself but others and being able to set others up too. So the pressure's there, but once you're on the floor, you don't have time to think about that, which I think is awesome. And you kind of get in the zone once you're out there. And like I said, you have so much to focus on, whether it's the play call. You got to be the main communicator. You got to know the game better than anyone else out there. And I think that's what you look forward to as a competitor. The pressure comes with it. I like pressure. I think it makes you better. I think it makes you perform better. And I think being here in Texas has been a lot of fun playing with these girls. Just getting to learn how to play with them, develop skills within our system, within our offense, our defense, and just get to be comfortable in it. But it's been awesome, and I think chemistry's growing even more as we go game to game. So it's been a really good time.
For me, everything you just said is so true. As a point guard, you're a little bit of a coach, you're a little bit of a psychologist. You have to know, can this player catch a bounce pass? Do they want the ball up high? It's important to have relationships. It doesn't have to be perfect, because there are going to be times that JC is going to have to say, Enrique, no, go, corner empty. You got to slide over because T needs the ball. Yep. So your tone, your tenor, but those are the things that you build trust with your teammates, and you don't have to get mad. They know that in the heat of the game, you're trying to make them better. But it's amazing. You're coming down, point guards, we live with our head on a swivel and up. We're looking at the matchups. We might change the play because we see something that maybe is happening in real time. And the coach has to trust us, and we have to earn the trust of the coach. And, my thing was always KYP, know your personnel. If you don't know your teammates, then there's not going to be trust. You've done a great job, by the way. You don't act like a rookie. You act like a baller, and that's the difference with somebody who has that point guard mentality.
Jacy, I'll start with you first. From going from Ohio to Texas and just all the other places that the game has taken you, how has that kind of exceeded your expectations, just all the places you've been able to travel, just, with the ball?
Oh yeah, it's been amazing, and a lot of those experiences wouldn't have been possible without basketball. So I think all that's been amazing, and super grateful for it. But more than anything, being able to experience what's happening to the women's game firsthand, kind of being a part of that. And it started in college, kind of started to blow up, and that attention that is well overdue started to grow. And I think being a part of that in college and kind of being able to see it was awesome. And then to the next level, obviously, it's the best players in the world now in this league, and you always grow up that's the goal. You want to be there. You grow up watching them, and being a part of it now is really awesome. And I think full circle moments playing against, honestly, sitting here next to her, playing against Diana Taurasi, playing against Kelsey Mitchell, who I grew up, especially from Ohio State, grew up wanting to be like her, and now guarding them day in and day out it's pretty cool. But you know, this game gives us so many opportunities, honestly, on and off the court. Started at Ohio State, and then obviously at this level, you meet so many people, build so many relationships, and get to know a lot of people, and super grateful for that. And you know, hopefully that continues, and hopefully gonna meet a lot more people and got a lot more time in this league.
What about for you, Nancy?
For me, it is, it's actually beautiful because my generation had hoped that there'd be a W. We didn't know if there'd ever be one. I didn't have the W in my prime. I was a 39-year-old rookie with the Phoenix Mercury, but I loved the game so much that I was willing and wanting to try. Then I played at 50 with the Detroit Shock because I wanted my son to know what his mom did for a living and the concentric circle of who I really was. But what I'm going to say about the history of the game, it's such a used line. You don't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from. So for my generation, and I've never said this to you because we haven't had that much of a chance to be around each other. I'm grateful to you for your hard work, for the tenacity, for the respect you show me, but you show the people who have played this game before you. It's really important that we, the women of this league, have this respect with one another and understand, maybe we all pushed it a little bit, but the boulder is at the top. And I'm so happy for your generation. To me, it started like with the Final Four here in Dallas when it just went bananas. Yeah. The sellouts, the selling, everything in the arena. There was nothing left in Dallas. The ratings are blowing up. The jersey sales are blowing up. Everywhere I go, people want to talk about the Wings and Angel and Caitlin and Arike and Satu. And I am more than happy to celebrate you.
I appreciate it. It wouldn't be possible without you. I hope you know
I don't
that
know how
too.
to follow up.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's amazing, and we're here together, right?
So as you just mentioned, Jacy was a top 5 finalist for the Nancy Lieberman Award. So what was it about Jacy's game that really nailed her down in that category?
I was watching Ohio State, and you're shooting threes, and you're coming down, and you're facilitating, and you had this joy about you. The quickness about you. We were just talking, I know everybody calls her the Energizer Bunny. I mean, she's amazing. She's a great athlete. And just the things that you did on the court that I'm like, holy moly, this gal is amazing. I knew she was gonna flourish at the next level, and I just hope you know that you're amazing in college. You're gonna be better in the W.
We've kind of talked about sisterhood at a lot of different levels, and for you, Jacy, you just take so much pride in being a sister to Emmy. How would you say your relationship with your sister transfers over and makes you a good teammate?
Oh man, it does, and it does in so many ways. She's someone, ever since she was born, has impacted my life tremendously, and I think my family and a lot of people that would meet her would say the same thing, but changed my outlook on life completely, I would say, when she was brought into our lives. Puts things into perspective a little bit. She's obviously born with Down syndrome and learns a little slower, isn't able to have the same opportunities that me and you might have. But by no means is she's still getting as many opportunities to an extent as us. I mean, she's a superstar. She was at Ohio State. People down here are getting to know her, and just seeing her thrive and flourish has been awesome. But what she's taught me, I would say, is looking at life in terms of you get to do things, you get to go out there and compete every night, you get to play for the Wings, you get to live in Texas, and I think looking at life in those terms instead of you have to or you have to get up and go to practice, it's you get to, and I think she kind of has instilled that motive in me because she won't get those same opportunities. So I think. But as far as being a teammate, I think just sharing that and kind of communicating that with others, and you have a bad shooting game, okay, get back in the gym, and you get to do that, right? You don't have to feel sorry for yourself, and honestly, that's some things I'd like. If I have a bad shooting game, I'll think of her, and I'll be like, I think I need to stop feeling sorry for myself and go get better. And being able to share that with people, and my teammates at Ohio State, have honestly shared that just as much, which was really special. And these girls are just getting to know her here, and it's awesome seeing them interact and seeing the differences she makes within others. And she obviously carries so much joy, and being able to see that when these girls meet her and when others get to meet her and get to see her is amazing. But she's one of the most important people in my life. She'll never know the impact she has on others, but it's been awesome, just seeing her here in Dallas, and I'm excited for my teammates to get to know her even better.
Nancy, for you weren't able to turn on the TV and watch a WNBA game. So when you first picked up the basketball, you kind of dribbling it around, shooting it, trying to, just kind of have your way with and just try to figure out what you wanted to do. What would you say your goal was when you first picked up a basketball?
I don't know if I had a goal when I first picked up a ball at 10, and I just loved the split-second decision-making. Like, Jacy might say, I want to go up for this shot, but then here comes Asia Wilson, and she, in real time, has to change her shot and maybe go to her left hand. And, you're making decisions in real time and, twerking your body, and it's almost a little like ballet. Mm-hmm. And I was so intrigued by the things that you could do in the air and how you could read situations that I fell in love with the game, and started taking the train to Rucker Park at 12. And everybody was so kind and wanted to be mentors and help and protect. This is I'm protective of Arike, I'm protective of Jacy, I'm protective of Satu, and so many of these women in the league, because we must protect each other. I can't wait to meet your sister. I can't wait for Emmy to give me a hug. Aww. Because I've read so much and seen so much. This game is a family, and here we are together and sharing stories about what's important to us. And the Wings get a lot of credit for this. I mean, to be able to give us this moment, that they care enough to bring the history of our game together. I don't want anything from the player. I mean, I'd like a hug or a high five. I would. I would. You love the respect. And in the women's game, we always weren't like that, where I could walk into an NBA arena and LeBron James and KD and Steph are like, oh my gosh, introduce me to oh man, this is the GOAT, or this is the Hall of Famer, and you walk in before these last few years, you walk into an arena and some of the players don't even know who you are. And it's okay, it's humbling. They treat you the right way, and it's important to know that you're cared for in that respect.
So kind of to follow up on that a little bit, at the Olympics this year, Diana Taurasi talked a little bit about some of the different comments that she gets about ageism, and she related it to how if you were 20 years into your career, how would you feel if someone told you to stop? So for you, dealing with different, comments that people might make in the late 90s, how did you say you kind of faced that and still showed hey, I'm just as capable as anybody else, and I do have that experience?
I have so much respect for Diana Taurasi. I had so much respect. I do have for LeBron, for Kobe, for Deion Sanders, who came out of retirement and played for the Ravens at 37. Any athlete who is willing to put it on the line and to train, you know how hard it is to train. There are days you just don't want to do it, but you have to do it because there's that accountability. For Dee to play 20 years in this league and play at 42 years old, everybody should applaud her. And she deserves to go out on her terms. She has given this game so much on so many levels. And I remember we were in Phoenix. She had to be 22 or 23 years old. And I was putting her through some workouts. And I must have been, 40 something. People thought I was a dinosaur at 40. And I put her through a workout, and I saw her the next day. She goes, I am so sore. How do you do this? I am just so sore. And I'm like, it's okay. You're fine. And just to see her, and she has a professional routine and how she takes care of her body. And you know that you have to do things a little bit differently. When I played at 50, I played and our game was on ESPN, and that Monday, I went back to ESPN to do the Laker game. I think I was the oldest sideline reporter in history. It's probably true. And Kobe is down the hall and goes, "Hey, Nancy, you have 15 minutes." And I'm thinking, yes, Kobe Bryant knows my name. You know, it's one of those things. And he goes, 15 minutes, we go in a room. The MVP of the NBA, the champion Lakers, and he's asking me, how did you feel? What did you eat? How did you drink? What was your sleep habits like? Who trained you? I felt like I was in a think tank. And I looked at him and I went, you're the MVP of the NBA and the champion of this league, and you're, you know, my humor. And I go, you're asking a 50-year-old white woman how she felt? But Kobe was non-discriminatory. He wanted info on how he could be better. Diana is non-discriminatory. She wants information how she can be better. Same with LeBron. And I hate to tell you this, but 24 is going to be 34 before you blink. So you give this franchise the best of who you are every day, every practice. You push your teammates. You be that future of this franchise. You lift Arike. It's, you know, point guards are, do you make you good or do you make other people around you good? That is the only question a point guard should ask themselves. What else? What else can I do to make you better? I used to watch film, you know, with Magic Johnson. I used to watch film with NBA guys because I wanted to see what they were seeing, but they wanted to see how I saw the game. And sometimes you should talk to your bigs and tell them how you see the game. Or watch a 5-minute clip with T or, you know, some of the bigs. Because then they'll see, oh, I didn't even think about that. I mean, we're not mind readers.
So last question before I let you guys go. So for Nancy, what advice would you give Jacy as she continues to navigate this wonderful world of the W?
I don't know if I'm qualified to give her advice. She just has such a maturity. You have a maturity about you. I watch you in warm-ups. Warm-ups are just as important for a young player. You are so beyond what I could have ever thought. You're amazing. You're not going to be good in this league. You're going to be great in this league. And just keep your confidence in your belief system. And I think the only difference between a good day and a bad day for you is your attitude and your belief. And you have to love you, because if you don't love you, why should others?
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.